y'all. Look, this is going to be a different type of platform and a different type of video, okay? Ooh, there is so much going on, y'all, in the media. And one hot topic is surviving R. Kelly. People want to know what my take is, so I'm going to give you my take and my opinion. It's going to be touchy. And you know some people ain't going to like it, but we already know how that goes. I don't care. So here's my take. Do I think what R. Kelly did was wrong? Surely unethical. But do I think what R. Kelly did was right? Questionable. But here's what I don't understand. Is that you have a lot of girls, okay, that was victimized by this individual, okay? Probably ranging from 14 to 17 years old, okay? And I don't know if it's coincidental or is it ironic that none of their parents knew what was going on and what was happening, okay? Now, and I'm sure the victims weren't just one-time victims. These were consistent victims, okay? And if they were school age, I'm just curious to know they had to go to school, right? They had to come and go, in and out. Yet the parents don't know nothing, don't know what's going on. And you got to understand that these are young girls, probably from different areas, different backgrounds, different area codes, but yet not one parent, ironically, out of a whole group of people at one time involved in their kid's life and don't know what's going on. Hey, okay. Another thing that is troublesome is these underage girls, right? Dealing with an individual like R. Kelly. So I'm sure his residence is in a gated community, probably have security. I'm curious to know, how were these young girls getting to point A and point B? I'm sure they wasn't living with them. So who was transporting these young girls? Okay. Another thing that bothers me is that you have the ex-manager, the ex-assistant, the ex-friend, the ex-wife Drea, right? All confessing that, yeah, he was a monster and I seen this and he was doing this. So my question to y'all is this. Y'all didn't do anything? You didn't call the police if you thought it was so wrong and they was being abused? You didn't do nothing. So, were you the accomplice or the enabler? So, do I think what R. Kelly did was wrong? Surely unethical. But do I think what R. Kelly did was right? Questionable. Ooh, here's another thing that bothers me. Is this a R. Kelly issue? Or is this a music industry issue? Okay? Because how I'm thinking is I'm sure he's not the only one. So I'm curious to know who's surviving Jive Records. Who's surviving Sony Records. Possibly Rockefeller Records. Maybe even Bad Boy and So Def Records. Okay? But here's the thing. I'm not saying that people are not sexually victimized. That's not what I'm saying. But I do feel sorry for those who are involuntarily abused. Now, when you look at abused victims, when they come in mass numbers, you have to look at the perpetrators. So let's say you had Bill Cosby, you had Donald Trump, you had now R. Kelly, Hugh Hefner, all these people who's politicians that have all of these alleged sex allegations towards them. What do they all have in common? Money, power, and status, okay? So here's what we need to start teaching our youth. When you have a gift and a talent, or you trying to go somewhere, even if you're an adult, you don't have to sell yourself, and you definitely don't have to sell your soul. The word does says if you have a gift and a talent, it's gonna make room for you. So if you good at what you're doing, and God gave it to you, it's gonna make room for you. Okay. So don't try to do things to advance your career. And not saying that all of them or these young alleged victims, that's what they were doing. I really don't know. But I do know this: if R. Kelly goes down, then all these adults who just confessed that they knew all this stuff, they need to go down with him because they was accomplices. They really were. Um, Another thing I want to say is, are we going to address these grown ass women who having sex with these young boys? Ain't nobody talking about that. We definitely not talking about. I don't know if people are more so mad that these young girls, which they underage, don't know really what all their age ranges are, if they upset because they were having sex with an adult and this adult was having sex with them back, or should we really be upset that you have all these young 13, 14, 15 year old young girls and boys just actively having sex? I think that's an issue we need to be talking about. But again, do I think what R. Kelly did was wrong? Definitely unethical. But do I think what R. Kelly did was right? It's questionable. But at the end of the day, guys, we all are surviving something, okay? So leave this thing alone, okay? Because I'm trying to survive. My friends and co-workers is trying to survive this government shutdown and this Donald Trump wall. So we all surviving, y'all. That's all I got.